Hey guys, so it is almost the start of a new year, and since 2020 is coming up, I really want to make it a goal in 2020 to get financially stable. And well, it's not like I'm not stable now, but to have more, like have spending money, to have a nice chunk of money in my savings account. I probably have enough to get me by in a couple of months, which is not, what I'm happy with or where I want to be. My goal is to create a lot of, I don't want to say wealth, because I don't think that's possible now. That I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it won't, maybe it's not, I don't know. But to create a nice setup for my children when they come of age to, I don't know, go to college, buy a home, stuff like that. And right now where I'm sitting, they have, a little bit of money, but not much, not where I would like it to be. I want them to have that financial freedom and not end up like me or my husband. We both went into the military, got the GI Bill to go to school and stuff like that. And it's nice, but it takes 4 to 5 years of your life, those early years when you're supposed to be in college and stuff. So it pushes you back, and it kind of turns you off to going to school because you're so much older. You're used to a certain way of doing things, and in the military, each moment of your time is accounted for, and coming out into the regular world, I guess, it's not that it's difficult, but it's a transition in itself. And sometimes the transition takes up to a few months to a year. My husband came back from his last deployment. He ETS'd like 2 months later, right? Because he had extended his contract in order to finish up that deployment. So he had already gone past his original, date to leave, his ETS date. So it took him about a good year, for him to get used to living out in the civilian world after coming off of the Marine, the Marine base or whatever. So that's like my goal. So I think I'm gonna start budgeting, or coming up with a budgeting. This is like my first time ever like sitting down, truly writing out a budget and trying to figure out where my finances is going. I do have a couple of outstanding bills that I do need to take care of. And we are selling our house in June or July, but I know a few of those bills have to be paid before we sell the house. Like one of them is a bill for the HOA. So I was in school, I was doing my associate's degree for my HRT, my health information technology, and that was one of the bills that I was responsible for. Well, I wasn't paying it because I didn't have money to pay it, because I was going to school full time, doing my internship, and then working like part-time hours. I was getting to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, like getting to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, getting off and leaving around like 2 or 1 or something like that. You gotta keep in mind they take out like an hour for lunch or whatever. And then I was, not making my ends meet, on top of like having to pay my half of the, because we split our bills, my half of the mortgage and the water and stuff. Not saying that my husband is the type of man that would force me or make me pay all these bills just because, but it's really expensive to live out here in Colorado, and I don't know how people are making it on one income. It's really, really difficult. So I work and we split the bills. That's just how it is, and I'm fine with that. But now that we're moving and stuff, I'm kind of seeing kind of a light at the end of the tunnel, and I want to become financially free of these bills. So one bill is to the HOA, and it's about $700. Then I have two credit cards. One has 4,000 on there, and the other one has 1,000 on there. And I would like to have then paid at least down to, well, the one that has $1,000 left on there, pay that off. But then the other one that has 4 left on there, I would like to at least get down to $2,500 before we move in June. I feel like it's going to be difficult to do because I do have other bills to pay, and I do have 2 children. One who's still in diapers. He's on formula. We're actually trying to, he is 1. We're actually trying to find something that will suit his stomach. I don't know if he's lactose intolerant. I'm not lactose intolerant, but it might be on his dad's side. His dad is, so his mother is Asian, and dairy is not a big part of or a big staple of their diet. So I know his cousins, when they came to visit us from South Korea, he did get sick, and he did have, stomach complications when he did have Mexican food, because all the, the cheese and the beans and all, I guess. So we're trying to find something that will suit him. Right now, we're gonna try lactate milk, something that's lactose intolerant, and see how it situates, because he gets constipated on whole milk, of course, 2% and 1%. So the only other option we have left is milk that's lactose intolerant. So we will be trying that out, and hopefully we can save a little bit of money, because I don't know if anybody knows, or if anybody's a parent that watches my channel, formula is crazy expensive. The cheapest one is probably about $15, and imagine, constantly having to buy those, plus diapers. I think I spend close to $50. I mean, it's not a lot, it's not a ton, but at least $50 every week doing formula and diapers. Like, me and my husband alternate, so I spend about myself a little over $100, depending on the sales I can catch, on formula and diapers a month, which, it's not terrible. But he has to eat, and he needs his booty to be covered. And then my daughter is in elementary school, and she's growing pretty quick, so she needs clothes. We just purchased her clothes at the start of the year, and she's already 2 sizes bigger. She's pretty skinny, but she's really tall, so her pants and stuff are usually too short. So yeah, so I just want to create a budget and focus on my financial health, since I'm doing keto and focusing on my body. I also want to focus on my pockets as well. I want to be financially free, at least by, or close to, by 2020. I have also student loans. I don't know if I'll get those all paid off by the end of 2020, but I would like to at least put a nice little dent in them. I have right now about $20,000 in student loan debt, which I think is not that bad compared to, like, my sister, who is an RN, and she has close to, I don't know, $40,000 or more in student loan debt. So, I think it's not that bad. It could be worse, so I'm thankful for that little amount. So I will be working on these things starting 2020. Right now, I'm just trying to, I'm doing research on how to actually set up a budget, what I need to know, because finance is not my best. It's not my, it's not an area I'm strong in. And I think that's a lot to do with, like, school and stuff. Like, I don't ever remember them teaching us how to balance a budget in school. I remember one teacher taught us, showed us how to write a check. And I'm 31. So I remember she showed us how to write a check out and how to balance our checkbook. But I don't remember her ever teaching how to actually come up with a household account, how to break down everything and do all that. So I've been reading, trying to figure out how to do this, and sinking funds and all that stuff. So it's a little complicated right now, but I'm hoping to have everything figured out by the end of this month. Yeah, so this is just a goal of mine.